Greetings, Band Warriors. Greetings. Greg is back for another live stream episode. We're going to be talking about our authentic self, taking off all the masks, living true and authentic to ourselves. How's everybody doing today? Everybody's doing good. A lot of Easter bunnies, Easter eggs, chocolate bunnies. A lot of He is risen. A lot of Jesus in the air, in the house. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I'm so grateful to be able to get on here. I'm grateful for life, right? Life matters. I think that's the greatest gift is life, right? For us to have life, it's the greatest gift. So many of us take it for granted though, right? The gift of life. I hope everyone had a wonderful day of life because I think life is the greatest gift that we are given. And it always brings me a tremendous amount of joy to get on here to share a message, just to try and inspire people, inspire all you wonderful people to go beyond your limits, be your best selves. Right? I think that's the core of the message here at Results Kill Excuses is to inspire people to be their best selves. And most of us, it's like we're so beat down mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically through all of the things that we've gone through. Is some of us showing up as a wounded self is the best self, right? Because we say things like, "Well, I'm trying my best. I'm doing my best," and I think it gets a little touchy feely when you're challenged on, "Is it really your best? Do you promise? Do you promise? Do you promise you're doing your best?" Or if you had some inspiration, some motivation, some more self-confidence, do you think you could do more? Do you think you could be more? Do you think you could truly get to a whole nother level of life? Right. And, sometimes, I mean, that's the beautiful thing. Like, we're real sensitive. I know most people, the reason why so many people are really sensitive, at least from someone on the outside, everything's good, my brother. Appreciate you popping in here. The reason why most people are sensitive from external criticism, or a lot of times we think people are thinking something that they're not necessarily thinking, and but it's really a reflection of our beliefs that we have about ourselves. And that's what it really boils down to, is that there's beliefs you have about yourself that are way more critical than anybody else. And it's like, what would it take for you to overcome that, to transcend that, right? That transcend that negative thinking process that's going on inside of you, right? It's, for me, what it's taken for me to reprogram negativity, and it's still a work in progress. I'll be honest with you. If you are looking for a magic trick, a magic pill, an instant solution to how to overcome negative thinking, if you figure it out, please share it with me. I would be so grateful. I will be so grateful, because I have, no kidding, I have relentlessly, for sure, the past 5 years, every single day, you guys, no excuses, no exceptions, every single day, whether it's 30 minutes, sometimes 8 hours in a sleep positive affirmation thing. Sometimes it's just 30 minutes in the morning. I have listened to positive affirmations. I have written down positive affirmations. I have been the observer of my thoughts. And still today, a negative thought comes, and it's like, okay, you gotta keep after it. And if you're beat down, if you're already like down on yourself, and definitely more skewed towards the negative, you're defeated. You are mentally, emotionally, spiritually defeated, whether you want to admit that or not. Because if you could admit it, I'm here to tell you that takes a lot of strength, but it also is the level of authenticity, the level of truth, of looking yourself in the mirror and being honest with yourself that, yeah, I am really hard on myself. I am really difficult on myself. I don't believe in myself. I don't like myself. I don't even care about myself sometimes. When you can have that level of truth with yourself, conversationally, internally, this is about a conversation with yourself, right? That's what it changes everything. Because then that now you have a true assessment of what's really going on inside of you. Right. It's one of the biggest breakthroughs for me was I said, I'm done. Excuse my language if you don't like cursing, but sometimes I drop some bombs around here. And so it's like I had to tell myself, look, I'm done bullshitting myself. Because I knew I was lying to myself about a lot of things. And I had to start getting really honest with myself. Right? I had to get honest with myself. Because here's the thing, I wanted to change. I didn't want to keep being the guy that I was showing up as. That dude was so freaking down and out. And I knew that there was more in me. I knew that there was something more inside of me that needed to be developed, that needed to be revealed. And I knew that no one else was going to do it for me. No one was going to rescue me. No one was going to pat my bottom and rub my tummy and tell me everything's going to be okay. And even if they did do that, it didn't change if things were really okay. It was just like, it's like a little Band-Aid, right? It's just a little feel good, right? And that's nice. If you have people that can kind of bullshit you too, right? Comfort you with kindness, that's nice. It's nice. It's nice when people are like, yeah, it's okay. Don't worry. It's not your fault. Right. Life is so hard. Don't get so down on yourself. Like, that's their way of coping too. They're just trying to, soothe a little bit. But does it change anything? Doesn't change nothing. It's sweet. Thank you. Thank you so much. Most times I've done it alone though. Someone like me, I've done most of the training I've ever done to be physically fit has been alone. Most of the journaling, most of the meditations, most of the positive affirmations, most of the crying, most of the tears, most of the anger, right? Most of the frustration has been done alone, right? It was just done alone. You can absolutely make every single person here absolutely can change their life for the better. Like, there's no doubt. There's no doubt about it. But see, but the kicker is what I'm talking about. You can't improve something that you're not being honest about, right? If you want to improve your health, you need to be completely honest with where you are at right now, how heavy you are, how out of shape you are, what the terrible pattern. We back? Are we back? Are we back? What if we fail? I think we're back. Like, I think a lot of people get afraid, especially to go after your dream, right? If for you to go after your dream, it's like for you to go all in, and especially when if you want to share your dream, your big idea with other people, they're not gonna believe in that. They're not gonna believe in your big idea. No way other people. You think people got your back, you think people love you and care about you. Try going after your dream. Try switching up um and healing, in like really starting to like take an inventory of the things that no longer work for you and say, you know what, I'm gonna switch up, which is transformation. That's something that I've gone through. I got the receipts. Total transformation here. Going from a guy that had let it go in my 30s, hitting rock bottom and saying, you know, I can't live like this anymore. There's a better version of me, a healthier version of me, a more powerful version, right? A man that is more emotionally self-aware, emotionally intelligent, having self-mastery. But guess what? It's scary because you think people got your back, you think people like you. They like you staying where you're at. The people that like you, it's because they want to associate you with staying where you are. You decide to start changing, people that are currently around you are not going to embrace it. And that's why you know that they're not going to embrace it, because that's going to put pressure on them. Right. So it's either like it's called the gap. If you start elevating who you are, and it's not acting as if you're better than anybody, that's another false thing that we tell ourselves. It's not about being better. It's about saying, I want to improve me. And that's not selfish. That's having self-interest. This is being authentic. This is being true to yourself. But when you start to elevate, right, from, okay, just imagine if this is your current self here. And then you start eating healthier, right? And you start working out and you start doing journaling and you start doing some other mindful practices like yoga, breath work, meal prep, healing emotional wounds, going to therapy. Do you see how you start rising? Well, this person down here has people associated with it, right? You have people associated with who you are here. It's the law of attraction. But if you start improving who you are, one of two things has to happen. This group of people that is down here needs to either rise up, and that's what most people wish would happen because you love your friends and family and people so much, right? Or you got to come back down. And so guess what? Most people don't even start, as I see 999 with all the love, man. So much love coming through. Thank you so much for all the likes, all the comments. But this is what happens. And that's where most people say, you know, it's just, and it's so sad because see, here's the thing. I heard it today and what's the author? He's a good guy. He used to be Michael Jordan's trainer, like private physical trainer. And I think he wrote the book called Winning. But he has a quote out there where he says, right, if you think the price of sacrifice is high, wait till you get the bill on regret because you didn't do it. You didn't do what you knew you needed to do, what you needed to do. And again, we have all this stigma that that's selfish. You're selfish. You're selfish to want to be better because wounded people are going to call you out saying that's selfish. Oh, you think you're better? Oh, you can't be around us anymore? Oh, we see how it is. See how you are? And it's like, man, all that nasty talk, it's all their guilt and their shame for saying that they don't want to do it. And that's the sad thing in this life, that when you have an awakening, have an experience that says, like the blinders come off and you're like, wait, I can't keep doing this. This is not it. There's something greater to my life. For me, it was a rock bottom moment that activated me, woke me up and got me moving. It got me actually in gear, right? I had the stuck transmission. I couldn't get my life in gear. I talk to people all the time. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. What do I do? And I always say, you start little, you start small, but there's gotta be action. Thinking needs to cease. You cannot think your way into health. You cannot think your way into personal development. You cannot think your way into sobriety. You cannot think your way into the gym. You can't think your way into becoming the best version of yourself. It's all thinking. And even watching this shit, it's still just consuming and like, I'm not here for entertainment purposes. I hope that I'm a somewhat entertaining for you, but I'm a coach. I'm a healer. I'm here to inspire action. To inspire action. That's what I'm here for. It's definitely educational. It's a challenge though, because I'm a teacher, I'm a mentor, I'm a coach, right? I'm speaking life. But ultimately, the message here should be received as a way for you to respond with action. To say, whoa, I'm connecting with this dude. Everything he's saying is like, a lot of it's uncomfortable. I know it. I know I'm a light. I know that when I walk into rooms, I'm a bright light. I'm shining my light. And a lot of people, that's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. It makes you uncomfortable because what the light is darkness, the shadow. It's not evil. It's a lack of information. I'm absolutely awake, wide awake, man. I'm wide spiritually awake. So awake right now. So grateful to be awake. And that's why I'm not stopping. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just moving. Let's go. But I'm continuing I work on myself every single day. That's been the commitment. 5 years. It's been 5 years when I really started, like, 5 years ago, I went through the divorce, right? 21-year marriage. And I was at a low point. Like, I was sober, right? I was sober for 8 years at that time. I had finished up 3 college degrees several years prior to that. And, I was living a pretty good life. However, I still had the emotional stuff. I still was, I still couldn't trust myself. Getting sober didn't fix my emotional problems. It just cleared my mind so that I could be more self-aware, so that I could be like, oh, okay, let me embrace a growth mindset. Let me be emotionally mature. Let me, continue the momentum that I've built to say, I'm willing to try anything and everything in order to get to this place that I'm at now. And yet I know there's still farther to go. I don't believe in the perpetual, well, we heal for the rest of our lives. I don't really believe that. And I don't believe that the powers that be, right? I don't believe that the powers that be want, I think the powers that be, spirit, God, universe, whatever your thing is, here's what I believe. Is I believe that people like me, I'm not alone. I'm not the only person on this planet talking this talk, singing this song. And the reason for that is because I truly do believe that it is part of our destiny. Humanity's destiny is to heal, to really heal, to have the spiritual awakening. And I believe that it's happening right now, right here and right now. And I believe that the knowledge is being imparted into, people like me and many others in order to figure it out, decode the mysteries so that we can help facilitate healing in millions of many other people all around the world that are ready, that are like, I'm sick and tired of the old shit. Sick and tired of the old me. The old shit sometimes this is just the old you, man. It's like sometimes like we forget that you have permission to change. Do you know that? You have absolute permission. I give you permission. If you don't think you can have permission to change everything about you, you're missing the whole point of life. When Name one time that you haven't changed. There was a time that you were a 5-year-old, correct? Are you still in a 5-year-old body? No. There was a time you were 10 years old. Are you still in the 10-year-old body? No. There was a time you were 16. Are you still in the 16-year-old body? No. You have changed your whole entire life. It is literally natural. However, humans were the only ones that put the resistance. We say, no, I don't want to be my best self. I don't want to be the best self. You don't understand. I don't believe in myself anymore. I don't believe I'm capable. I don't believe I'm lucky. I don't believe I'm good enough. That's the stuff we tell ourselves, right? You're telling yourself that. It's the negativity, constant barrage of negativity all day long, 24/7, 365. It never stops until you say enough. No, not welcome. Stop. Literally, those are the magic words for negativity in your mind. No, not welcome. Stop. I heard something yesterday that I think is pretty helpful. And I talk about it all the time, right? The 4 primary emotions: happy, mad, angry, sad. Right? Happy, mad, angry, sad. 1 positive, 3 negative. So I always say you're 3 times more likely to be negative. Well, I heard something yesterday. It was the 3-5-7 rule. That every time that you have a negative thought, which you need to be clear-minded and you need to be self-aware, every time you have a negative thought, you need to either do 3 positives, 5 positives, or 7 positives. And clearly it takes practice to get. So you have 1 negative thought where you're like, feeling like you're not good enough, or feeling like, something's too expensive, or you're never going to get a raise, or you're never going to have enough money to get ahead. You start getting down on yourself because you're comparing. Usually you're comparing, right? And so in that moment, you have to check that and say, you know what? No, that's not definite. That is not definite. Your current situation may be challenging, but it doesn't have to be your situation forever. It's just like a storm. They pass. But who are you going to be in the midst of storms of life? That's the true measure. Who do you show up as in the midst of the storms of life? Do you just hunker down and play it safe? Or, right? And so there's actually an analogy between bison and cows. When storms come, bison naturally go straight into the storm. They go straight into the storm. Cows, when the storm comes, cows go away from the storm, which really does what? If a storm is coming in and the cows are like trying to say, oh, we want to stay away from it, they actually stay in it longer because the cow's not going to move faster than a storm. But if they're going away from it, they're actually going with it. And the bison says, I'm going straight into that mug. I'm going straight into the storm. Because if they go into the storm, guess what? They'll get through it faster. And it's the same for you. If you're trying to play it safe when you're having the storms of life, there's no learning there. You're just hung. The sad thing is we had an event, a global event a few years ago, and a lot of people, y'all hunkered down. Y'all check the fuck out, and guess what? You're still paying the price for that. But that's what you created to justify yourself. You said, oh man, it's time. I don't know. I don't have all my stuff anymore. So what am I supposed to do? Just let it go. And it's like, some people chose that option. I was this other option. That shit hit. And I said, something's up, man. And I need to double, triple, quadruple down on being what I would call mission ready. As a former military member, I was like, I got to get mission ready. I got to be even a better version of myself. I got more time, more availability. I'm going to put in the work. Whether I can go to the gym or not, I'm going to hike. I'm going to do the workouts at home. I'm going to go beast mode all the time, working on myself. Because I had all this time. But a lot of people, they just mental breakdown. And it's kind of happening again. There's definitely some similarities. There's a lot of mental breakdowns right now. People getting real overwhelmed by everything that's going on outside of themselves, controlling how they feel on the inside. Hey, this was that right there. That right there is the core focus of what got me so hungry for change, for transformation in my life. Right? Was the old wounded version of me would allow for things on the outside, right, to affect how I was feeling on the inside. Can anybody relate to that? Things on the outside changing how I feel on the inside. And I'm talking about negative feelings, not the positive ones. And I said, I can't do this because when you allow something on the outside to control how you're feeling on the inside, you have given away your power. You could be wherever you're from, man. Do you understand that? When you are easily emotionally stimulated, when you are easily emotionally stimulated, you become powerless. You give your power to whatever it is that is controlling you. And when I woke up to that, I was like, man, I am going to figure this out. I can't keep feeling like this. I know there's got to be a way. And I had the VA telling me, here, take this, take that. I'm like, I'm not taking none of that. Nope, not doing that. We're not doing any of that stuff. I'm going to do life on life's terms. I'm going to figure myself out. I'm going to figure me out. It was so, I was unstoppable. I was unstoppable. And ultimately, what I wanted was to be able to trust myself. And by trusting myself, that means that when things on the outside happen, it didn't change how I felt on the inside. That I could stay centered and grounded on myself. That I could have a conversation as opposed to having an emotional meltdown. A reaction that usually would cause me a lot of even more, push people away. I've pushed a lot of people away that I love with all my heart. I still love to this day. But guess what? When I was a wounded guy and I was getting triggered and I wasn't able to emotionally self-regulate, and that's a big issue, right? With men and women. A lot of women, y'all pointing at the guys saying, man, what's wrong with guys? And it's like, women, y'all are just as wounded emotionally. And I don't really play sides on it. I just know that if you own your shit, whether you're a man or a woman, own your shit, heal your shit, because you're the one that benefits most. If you're a woman that has emotional, traumatic things from your childhood, terrible things, horrible things, if you haven't really dealt with that, right, you're going to keep attracting the type of people that aren't going to make. No one's job is to create emotional safety and security for you. You need to cultivate that within yourself. No, we can't just talk about basketball. That's the problem, man. That's the problem, right? Not when you have 2,000 men every day unaliving themselves. This dude wants to play basketball, right? 2,000 men every single day. And y'all coming in here with like some bullshit like that. Can we just not actually have real conversations? Can we not talk about real life? This makes me so uncomfortable. I'm so triggered. I don't know what to do. I just want to go and be distracted. Right? This is the problem in the world. That I'm sitting here talking real life shit and y'all want, like, you get people that come in here and it's like, I know it's not everybody, but I know this is a tough pill to swallow. This is medicine. This is true medicine. This is what brings you life and healing, because I'm speaking life into you, challenging all of the BS in this world. Everything that wants to distract you. And yet, here it is. You found me. You're here. You're tuned in. It's not an accident. I say anybody that crosses paths with my soul, it's because your soul and my soul have an agreement to work together. By work, I mean do the work, showing up, not just listening. This is nothing. You want to do the real work? Get yourself a 1% better everyday journal, right? You want to do some other work to really help to heal and get through this stuff and not have to do it alone, right? You know what's next? The Breath of Life Healing Circle, right? 1% journal, Breath of Life Healing Circle. What are you waiting for? Like, if you're hearing this stuff, you're listening to this message, your soul and my soul have agreed to work together. Of course, I believe, right? The Great Spirit, right? It's in every single one of us. What I don't believe in is that there's a savior for all of us. And it's kind of one of those beautiful days to not be talking about all that right now. I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. I'm talking energy. I'm talking healing, real healing. If you want to really heal, you want to really deal with the stuff that you've been carrying around, sweeping under the rug, avoiding. Let's go play basketball. Let's go shopping. Let's go do gaming. Let's watch our favorite team. Let's do this. Let's go do that. Let's not sit with ourselves, reflect with the power of the pen. Let's do some reflection. Let's do some life review. Let's figure out some of the things that have bothered us and hurt us the most, the people too, and the people we've hurt. Let's not do that. No way, man. Let's go watch a game. Let's watch TV. Let's do this. Let's do all this other stuff. Instead, let's not do that. You got to save yourself. It's self-rescue. No, this truth is not what's causing you sadness and depression. Avoiding doing the work to heal is what's prolonging your sadness and depression. Right? Avoidance, because you're just wanting to take happy pills. You're doing happy pills. Happy pills, playing all the basketball. Look, my emotions. I worked out today. I worked out yesterday. I work out, man. I work out, right? I love working out. But I can promise you, physical health does not heal emotional health. Spiritual health, man, I showed up to church today and I ate donuts and I did all this. Perfect spiritual health, right? What you consider being super spiritual doesn't heal emotional or mental or physical. There's 4 aspects to your health. Mental health, number 1. Emotional health, number 2. Spiritual health is number 3. And physical health is number 4. And if you want to close out a handful of things, financial health would be the 5th and last. But mental health is number 1. And by doing the mental health, you don't fix the physical, the spiritual, or the emotional. I told you guys, I got sober. It didn't do anything to heal the programs that were underneath the surface. Right? And so until you start taking this message seriously to where you're like, all right, I got to take a leap of faith. Maybe I should check out that 1% better everyday journal. Right. Maybe I should lock in for 91 days, just see what happens. Maybe I should click that link, right? And check out that Breath of Life group, man. It's scary. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be about. Like, I don't know. And that's okay, right? I can promise you, if you overthink it, you'll never do it. But if you're here and you're hearing me, right? I'm literally like, my soul and your soul have agreed to work together. Are you going to do your part? I've done my part. Creating this, doing all this by transforming myself, is the evidence you need to know that, look, there is light at the end of the tunnel. And it's not just talk. It's not just sitting here and listening. You could listen to me for 1,000 more hours and nothing will change in your life until you start taking action. 1% better everyday journal. There's an exchange there, right? Beyond that, what else could you do? Sign up for the Breath of Life Healing Circle. Show up, sign up, show up, and literally just surrender. Just be like, cool, let me see what happens. I'll try this for 3 times. It's 90 minutes, almost 2 hours, starting on May 4th. Sign up now, right? The cost is $80 for the 3 sessions if you sign up now as a part of the founders group. And I guarantee you, after the first session, you're going to be like, I can't believe how incredible that was. I can't believe how incredible that was. It depends, right? For some people, yeah, just getting a notebook is good enough. Getting a notebook. I'll tell you what, when I first started journaling, I did start with a notebook. And I could tell you I've spent many, many, many mornings staring at a blank piece of paper for hours and hours on end because I just didn't know what the fuck to write about. And because I had that problem, guess what? I created this solution for not only me, but for you too. The 1% Better Everyday Journal. It literally makes journaling fun and easy. It makes it fun and easy. Look at these pages. This is journaling made fun and easy, right? When you have literally worksheets that's all about positive affirmations here in the morning, starting out with gratitude, doing some reflections from yesterday. What did you do good? What could you do better? And then every single day, writing down 3 things that matter to you, 3 things that matter that you want to accomplish for that day. Wow, that's some accountability. Right? You ain't got to overthink that. This ain't no AI shit where you're just still kind of like, a questionnaire. It's not a questionnaire. This is something you can have fun with. Right? And if you order it, you also get the 4-color Results Kill Excuses pen. This is the best thing out there. On top of that, we're not even done yet. You got this dream cloud where you're going to write I am affirmations. I am healthy. I am smart. I am sexy. I'm intelligent. I'm strong, right? Whatever it is that you need to affirm yourself, this is what it takes. This is what it takes to transform. It's so easy. And then below that is even the best part of this is where there is some more question and answers. You'll see these little video support links right there. Within the Results Kill Excuses app, you got over 40 videos of me coaching you through self-sabotage through self-mastery. The whole process, which is self-sabotage, self-discovery, self-improvement, self-development, self-awareness, self-mastery. Me giving like real classes. I mean, this is incredible value here to really start helping people. But yet, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're just going to keep listening, waiting, wishing. I mean, that's where so many people, especially on socials, y'all been conditioned just to be entertained. But I'm part of Influencer 2.0. Y'all heard of this, right? Influencer 2.0 is value, return on investment. You're not just, you don't get to just sit back anymore, right? The new influencers that are going to hold the higher selves focus and attention, there has to be an exchange. It can't just be like, hey, let me just, do tricks and talk about things that you guys are all interested in. And sure, I'll play some music too, whatever you want. Yeah, sure. I have nothing else to do. I mean, what is that getting you? The most boring thing that I find on social medias is where you see all these copycats like doing the same thing. You want to know your stalker? Click the button. You want to do this? It's like thousands of people doing the exact same thing. And nothing's original. And that right now is ending. That whole thing is ending. It's collapsing because it's not authentic. It's not adding value to people's lives. And as people start to wake up and become more spiritually awakened, in your soul, you're like, I'm not going to continue giving my time to something that doesn't bring me value and make me better. Train me, teach me, coach me, guide me, inspire me to do what? Take action. Take action. It's here. 1% better everyday journal. It's here. Right? You want to download the Results Kill Excuses app? First 5 courses here. How many more tricks do you need me to pull out for you? Breath of Life, Healing Circle. It's right here. Breath of Life, Healing Circle. It's right here, right? What else do we need, you guys? What else? You tell me what you need and I'll get it for you. But it's got to be action. Breath of Life, Healing Circle right here. ResultsKillExcuses.com. It's there for you. The schedule's there. Everything's there. Reserve your spot now. Reserve your spot. Show up, sign up, show up, and just let all the magic happen. Learn how to breathe. Learn how to realize this. You don't have to do it alone. So many of us, like I said earlier, 90% of my training I had to do alone. 90% of my healing I've had to do alone, right? 90% of the tears I've cried, I've done it alone. But yet here I am saying, just because I had to do it alone, I believe that I have something to offer people so that you don't have to do it alone. However, there's a difference between doing it alone and then having to do things on your own. And so you have to make that decision to say, you know what, I want this. I want to try this. What do you have to lose? And the thing that you have to lose, you already know what it is, right? That's why you're still sitting there on the sideline. What's the thing you have to lose? Oh no, your old self. Oh no. The wounded version of you, the victimized version of you, the suffering version. That's what you have to lose. That's so sad. Right? I'm so sorry. My heart goes out to you. I grieved for a little bit too, saying, oh man, I have to sacrifice this. The beautiful thing though, is that when you awaken, the lower self is so happy to be able to surrender. It's like, please sacrifice me, because it knows that your purpose here is to rise, is to transcend, is to become the higher self. It's not to stay in the suffering. But if you want to have a life of suffering, then like, be my guest. Go do it. Go do it. Keep doing. Just keep doing. Keep doing. Here's the thing though. If you keep doing, don't complain. There's absolutely no reason for you to complain about anything. Why do you need to complain? But oh wait, that's such a common effect of being wounded. Because you're not victimized if you don't have somebody or something to point the finger at and say it's their fault. It's all your fault. I'm like this because of you. See, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be like this. So it's just a vicious cycle. When you are finally ready to break free from that, yeah, you're going to sacrifice. There's going to be a lot of sacrifices, but every single one of those sacrifices in the end will be so worth it. It'll be so worth it. And I can guarantee you looking back, the regret is when you don't change. The regret is when you know that you're being tested, you're being challenged. And those challenges and those tests and those big waves that are crashing on you, right? Causing you to really just like struggle. It make you feel like right? You can't feel it. You can't feel peace. You're not finding peace, especially there's things that you used to run to. And even those things, they're not giving you relief. They're not giving you cover. They're not bringing you peace. And you're like, what? How come this isn't even working anymore? I love that you're advancing. I love that you're leveling up, but the compassion for others has to be activated in you, bro. There's a lot of ego if you don't understand that when you have the spiritual awakening, see, it just depends on what you're leveling up. If you're just leveling up the bag, if you're just leveling up the body, That's the old model, bro. That shit's dying. Right? If it's just the bag and it's just the body, that's it. You're missing the spiritual component. You're missing the emotional healing component. Yeah, some plant medicines can change your perspective. It doesn't keep you there though. It'll show you what's going on, right? But you need to have compassion and forgiveness even for people that have hurt you the most. Right? That is the crucible that you have to go through. And yet being totally alone, you'll realize that. You'll have to go through the crucible. And so many people struggle with that. I don't want to forgive people that have hurt me. They're so terrible. And it's like, you don't have to be best friends with them. But when you express, I have no compassion for people, and it's because you've been betrayed, because you've been wounded. I have compassion for the fact that I understand why you're in that place and you're not alone. They're still wounded. So without knowing your life and going on a tangent, again, most of my life, right, in terms of the manosphere and men, it's been what? Get the body, get the bag, then you get the girl. That's what most men are told. But again, those three things are not going to heal what's going on inside of you. It's external validation. You're wanting people to pump you up, right? You're thinking that, oh man, if I get rich, then everyone's going to like me. But you don't still like yourself because you haven't healed the emotions. And then you're so stressed out because your business is so crazy. And now you got employees, and your employees can be flaky. And now you're like, oh man, like, oh my God, my mental health is going crazy because I'm so stressed out. I don't have any free time to myself. I'm a slave to this thing. Y'all think it's like so easy because that's what you've been told. Get the bag, get the body, right? But again, I say this all the time. I know people that are incredible physical specimens and they're emotionally bankrupt. They're inside, they hate themselves. They're total mess. That even if they have the relationship because they have the body, right? When they lose their emotional temper and become emotionally unsafe, especially for a woman, guess what? That woman's not going to stay around. And then guess what? That guy gets his heart broken. Right? His heart's all broken. And then he's even more, wait, man. Oh, I had the body. Let me get bigger. Let me pump more. And it's like, stop. Time out. Slow down. It's out of order. Most of us, it's out of order. Mental health is number one. That means sobriety. For those of you in the back, mental health means sobriety, clear mind. Clear mind. Number one. Number two is emotional. And emotional healing, right, means you got to go and do the life review. You got to figure out what you survived through, mostly 0 to 10. Right? The stuff that's happening now in your life or 5 years ago in your life, yeah, a continuation of trauma and suffering, right? And toxic environments, but the root, it's like cutting weeds. Has anybody ever done weed whacking? When you weed whack weeds, it's all fast and it like cuts it all down, especially if the weeds are all overgrown, right? It cuts them down, but it doesn't take the root. Right? One of the first jobs I had as a little kid, my mom was in landscaping. I used to have to go pull weeds, not cut the weeds. I had to go pull them. So I'd have to go to a yard and pull every single weed up by hand. And when you do that, right, that kills the weed. When you just cut the weed, that's what a lot of people want. Let me just cut it. It doesn't, and then you're still wondering, man, I don't understand. I've been doing all this talk therapy and this work, and it's like it didn't get you there. It didn't get you to the finish line. You didn't go deep enough. You didn't go hard enough into your past, into your story, for you to truly be able to sit there, do the life review, 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to now, all of the significant events that you can remember, right? And the interesting thing is even if you have a blurry memory, once you start writing things down, Your mind is no longer overwhelmed, trying to figure everything out, trying to store it all. You actually do what it's a download. You download it out of your mind. You free up some space in your mind by writing it down. And then you write down the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing you can think of. All the bad things. For us to just sit there and do the life review, all the bad things. Oh yeah, I remember that thing and that first heartbreak, and I got abused then and this, that. I mean, it's very private, personal stuff, but keeping it in your head, keeping it in your heart, keeping it in your soul is clearly not doing you any favors right now. So again, here I am trying to guide and offer you the solutions so that you can get to a place where you release all that. Mental health, number one, the emotional healing, number two, spiritual healing, right? So once you've written down all these bad events, you also need to do an inventory of who, what, everyone that's associated, everyone that's hurt you. The person that says, I got no compassion for nobody. You're missing the spiritual piece. Most guys are missing the spiritual piece. But the spiritual piece really starts to get to connecting with your higher power, right? The great spirit. You can call it God, you can call it universe. I don't really care. I just know that there is a force. I know when people say God right away, it gets really weird. So I use great spirit, the great spirit. And I was even told in meditation recently is through breathwork, I said, what am I supposed to call you? He said, the great one. Creator's fine too. But there is a spiritual piece to that. And that's not a religious conversation at all. At all. Because there's no rules. I'm not giving you rules. I'm telling you, hey, you better do this or that or else, It's like, no, man. If you just want to heal, the piece that comes in is forgiveness, though. That's the spiritual piece. Right? Because you're going to do an inventory of everyone that's ever hurt you. And then below that, guess what? You're going to do an inventory of everyone that you beautiful person here. Yes, you, sweetie. Yes, you, nice guy. You have hurt people. You're not off the hook. You're not innocent. Yeah, it's definitely, this is the path towards what somebody would call enlightenment. Which enlightenment is on the vibrational chart, right? You have suffering on the bottom, anger, fear, shame, guilt, grief, apathy. And then here in the middle, you have courage. It takes courage to transcend. That's where most of you are like on the fence, saying, I don't know, 1% better everyday journal, breath healing, breath of life, healing circle. What is all this stuff? What is this guy talking about? Why is he asking me to do all these things? Because I know this stuff's going to work. You just have to show up. You got to sign up, show up, do the exchange. Don't just be a taker, be a giver, right? Give to the things that are giving towards you, right? It's the most healthiest thing that you could do on this planet is to create healthy exchange, right? With people, monetary exchange to say, hey man, yeah, like I like what this guy talks about. I am going to sign up for his stuff. I am going to try these things. I am going to invest in this. And that's a beautiful thing because guess what? You put yourself on the hook. You now have a huge expectation for yourself. I'm close after 40 years of meditation. That's a lot of meditation, man. I would hope you'd be really close to that. Hopefully the emotional stuff has been dealt with. A lot of people, meditation, you don't really do the emotional stuff. You have to do the life review. You got to write this shit down. There's no real kind of circumventing. There's no way to get around it. Right? You want real enlightenment. You want true freedom. You want to be flying and living your best life and truly disconnected from all the drama and all the chaos and all the shit going on in this world. You want to just have inner peace, peace around, peace above, peace everywhere. It starts in your heart, right? And meditating for 40 years probably won't do it if you haven't literally sat there and said, here's all the bad things that happened to me, and here's all the people that did it, and now I'm ready to forgive them with all my heart, with all my mind, with all my soul, with all my strength. And that's so hard. It's challenging because we want to be victims, as I just saw 111. We want to stay victimized. We think forgiveness is, if someone has hurt you, it's their responsibility to come and crawl back to you and say, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. I'll never do it again. And it's like, that's not what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is a one-way street. It's you and you alone, in your heart, in your mind, in your soul, releasing people, saying, you know what? The offense is done. The violation is done. Whatever it is, you holding it is harming you. Do y'all realize this? You holding on to bitterness and unforgiveness, regardless of how terrible it is, releasing doesn't mean that what they did is wonderful and great. Releasing it is saying that you no longer want to suffer as a result. You want to free yourself to live an incredible life, that you deserve to move past it. This is healing. This is the healing. Therapists can't get you there. They can't do that. They won't do that with you. They won't say, hey, let's go through a forgiveness ritual. Let's let all this shit go. No, they just keep talking about it and trying to get you to rationalize that there's nothing you can do about it other than just accepting it. It's like, it's not about just accepting it. It's about releasing it. It's energy. You're holding on. If this was like the inside of my body energetically, like you're holding on. You have blockages throughout your whole entire body. A lot of you have ailments. You need to hear this. There's a lot of you that have health issues that are not associated to just health issues. They are related to your unforgiveness. Yeah, I think a lot of people think that enlightenment is like you're supposed to be floating around and stuff. Like, I'm enlightened and, and I'm not floating around, but people can see the light. Like, every room I walk into, it brings light. I'm shining light right now. I'm triggering people right now. You're trying to explain to me how you're going to get there. And it's just like, being the light is being as clean and clear as possibly at all levels of your soul. That's all you got to do. And it's mostly clear mind, right? No substances, no chemicals, clear mind, right? Inventory of the emotions, staying emotionally fluid. Once you do the reservoir from your past, any new stuff that comes up, you just move through it and fluid and just let it go. Right? Yeah, I did time in the Navy, so I mean, tick for tack. I mean, it's all good, man. I think you're on the right path. You're doing it your way, and that's awesome. You're here for a reason, though, and maybe there's something new for you to learn that's going to get you that breakthrough. You should join the Breath of Life healing group. I guarantee you that's going to take you down a path that maybe even in 40 years you haven't experienced. But again, you know, it's all about resetting who you are. This is the healing that I've experienced. Standing before you right now, having gone through, I was absorbing stress hormones while I was in the womb, right? Because of the violence that was taking place between my mother and father. So I was already absorbing, stress hormones, already feeling unsafe, already feeling traumatized. Hadn't even taken my first breath in this life. And yet, when we're born with situations like that, it causes some distortions, but we are still mostly, if not fully, open energy, open-hearted. As a little baby, we're open. We're a sense of openness. And that's also the reason why children are targeted by predators. Because that energy is so magnetic. It's magnetic, it's attractive. And guess what it's mostly attracted by? The dark. When you're open, when you're illuminated, we're all like illuminated when we come into this life because our energy centers are clean and clear. We haven't taken on all the hits. When you start taking on the hits of this world, right? The terror, the trauma, the abuse, just all of the stuff that starts happening emotionally that causes pain in our body, that's when we start to close down. We close off and we close down. Internally, we shut down. So everybody that's listening right now, I guarantee you're close-hearted. You might think, oh no, I have such a warm heart. No, you're still close-hearted. Unless you've done this. It doesn't happen magic. Time does not heal this stuff. Right. Saying a prayer does not heal this stuff. Promise you. Getting dunked in water does not heal this stuff. You have to go and do the work with intention. And when you do that and mix it with visualization, connecting with self, starting to see things with spiritual eyes versus the human eyes. The human eyes, all you can think about is the ego and the pain and the bad, and the terrible this and the terrible that, right? And all the bad things that are happening in this world and all the chaos. That's all you're focused on. When you convert to start seeing with spiritual eyes at the soul level, conscientiousness, everyone's the same. We're all the same. There's no hierarchy. There's no good guys, bad guys. It's just like you all see the same. That doesn't mean that someone can't be harmful or have bad intentions, but guess what? It's not your job to police that. You have the right to protect yourself if something actually happens to you. But so many of you don't even have physical things happening to you right now. You have psychological things happening, mental things, emotional. You are focused on things happening in this world and acting as if it's happening to you, and it's not. And that is probably one of the biggest challenges in this world right now, is that people are so focused externally that the things you're seeing, you're connecting and relating to as if it's happening to you, and it's not. I do disaster responses. I go to literal hurricane disaster zones, tornadoes, fire, floods all over the country. I've seen real disasters happening to real people, and most of the disasters that you're dealing with is mentally and emotionally. You're creating your own disasters. And literally, you have a lot going on in your life. You actually have the opportunities to just start to improve your life if you would give yourself permission. But instead, no, it's just easier to just sit there, right? And play the victim and not see at the soul level everything is happening for a reason. And it's all for what? It's all for what? Spiritual expansion. It's all for your spiritual expansion, for you to become the highest version of self. That's awesome, Jim. I'm so proud of you, man. Yeah, it's beautiful when you can get the reconciliation. I mean, I've done it. I've done it both ways. Right? I've done it both ways. I've went and sought people out, family members, and asked for forgiveness. I said this recently. I was at a family dinner, and I know that I've been distant as a part of just my healing journey. And I know that people can, when you're not present as much, people can take that as somehow you don't love them or you don't like them or you hate them, or, people's minds, we do all kinds of weird shit in our heads. And so I made a point amongst a big group of family members, my mom and grandpa and, siblings and stuff, to say, hey, I just wanted to just take a moment to just let everyone know here that I love you guys so much. And I hope that you don't think that my absence of the past year or two, right, is a reflection on anything less than I love you guys. so much. I'm so grateful that you're part of my family. And, people were just, they were really touched by that because, it's a part of the sacrifice. It's been a painful part of the sacrifice is creating some separation in space, but it's been necessary, right? I mean, for me to sacrifice, I'm not willing to, I see beyond just family, friendships, children, connections, and I have all that, right? We all have that. But I'm someone that believes absolutely that past lives are a real thing. And so because they're a real thing, we're just playing characters. Your mom this time was not your mom last time, right? You could have been her mom. And yet when you start to see again, when you start to see at the soul level and an eternal soul, not something that's just this temporary, 80 years or definitely 100 or less for most. When you start to see that, wait, mom isn't just mom. Hey, thank you. Dad isn't just dad, right? Brother, sister, auntie, uncles. Like these are I believe that most of these people are in your soul tribe. But at the soul tribe, again, we're all equals. There's not a hierarchy of, I brought you in, I'll take you out. That's the shit I always heard growing up as I see the 111 again. Right. I brought you in, I'll take you out. Don't you tell me, don't you talk back to me. Don't you tell me what to do. It's like, what's funny about that is I've been told that. I brought you in, I take you out. It's like, fuck. Right. In past lives, my mom, my ex-wife, and my dad, all in this life, but in past lives, they all did take me out. And I've always been taken out like something around my voice. I have a very powerful voice. It's a gift of mine to serve this planet by speaking my truth. And it's a bright light. It's a bright light. A lot of people think that meditating 40 years is what'll bring about enlightenment. And it's like, I don't, maybe for some, I don't believe there's one way for everything, but I do believe that I'm enlightened and you're never going to see me meditating for 40 years or even 5 hours a day or 7 days a week. I just know that I look at the vibrational energetic chart, which let me pull it up here on the vibrational energetic chart. At the top of the chart is enlightenment. And it's not like a big mystery. So you have, I'm going to show it close here. If you've never seen this, you should look at it. But down there is shame, guilt, apathy, right? Fear. And then when you go up, you hit love, joy, peace. I mean, love, joy, and peace, right? You would think everybody says, "Oh, love is the greatest thing in the universe." No, it's not. Joy is above love. Peace is above love, and enlightenment's at the top. To just be filled with light and peace. It's to be filled with these things, to truly be joyful. I'm going through the transcendence into the joyfulness and the peacefulness right now. I'm fluctuating between the joyfulness and the peacefulness, right? And then you hit the light. And we all have had these experiences. Like there's definitely been moments in your life where you have experienced just pure bliss. Some people, that's why a lot of people will use plant medicines, ayahuasca or mushrooms and stuff, because it gives you a little sneak preview, right? It'll give you a little sneak preview of what it feels like to be in the love, joy, peace, and light. But it doesn't keep you there. It just gives you a preview of it. And then that's why people keep going back to it, because they're like, I want to experience that. But you can experience it by doing the work. I'm showing you how to do the real work, not to use the medicine. You don't need those medicines. If you want to experience what is the potential, great. But if you think that the medicine is going to somehow keep you there someday, it's not. It's never going to keep you there. So if you want to keep yourself there, love, joy, peace, and light, you have to do the work. Reprogramming who you are, transforming who you are, mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, physical health, then the financial health. 1% Better Everyday Journal, Breath of Life, Healing Circle, both incredible programs that I am offering to you right here, right now. Sign up, check it out. Check out the 1% Better Everyday Journal, right? Reserve your seat in the Breath of Life, Healing Circle. There's a link in the description, right? Or the bio, or you can go to resultskillexcuses.com. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate your support, man. I appreciate your support and you tuning in here. I hope that you would join the group, man. The Breath of Life. I really would love to see you there, and just all of you. I wish all of you would be there. If all of you signed up right now, right, just to go for the month of May, the first 3, it's $80. It's $80. After the first session, you're going to be like, oh my God, that was the most incredible. I guarantee you're going to be like, oh my God, that was the most incredible thing I've experienced. I can't believe how good that was. And if you don't say that after the first one and you're like, you know what, I didn't like that, then like, here's your money back. I don't want to take your money. Right. I just want there to be beautiful exchange, that when I'm offering something at my soul level, saying, hey, I know this is going to help you, that when you take the leap of faith, you slap down some of your earned money to invest in yourself in a program that I'm offering. If you don't feel like this was worth it, I have no problem. Like, I'm not trying to take advantage of nobody. I want to over deliver. I want to give so much because I'm operating from love. I want to truly help reduce the suffering and vibrational energetic chart. So everything from this down, right? So all the lower half of this chart, it literally says here, suffering, right? This is suffering. You're contracted, you're closed. When you want to open, back to when you were a little kid, when you could be just happy, just to be happy. You didn't need to take any kind of stimulants or have any kind of activities. You were just happy. And maybe it didn't last long because in this life, you asked for the triple whammy, super duper challenging upbringing that was going to traumatize you and allow for you to have all those wounds so that you could rise above it in order to be what? A light to this dark world, to be somebody that is chosen, to be somebody that is here to impact the lives of many, many, many other people. And that is where we're going right now. That's where I believe we're going. So the sooner that you get on this, the better. But it's up to you, right? It's always up to you. That's the beautiful thing. That's the free will. You can continue to sit there and do it, or say, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And that's fine too. Have I done what? Have I what, man? Have I walked the walk? Have I talked the talk? Yeah. Stay tuned. If you haven't heard the message that's been pouring out of my heart, out of my soul into this beautiful world that we call home right now, then you've missed a lot of content coming from me, because I personally believe I'm probably one of the most authentic people on this planet right now. And that's not that, like, I don't say that cocky. I say that with confidence because I just know that I'm fucking, like, my cards are all face up on the table, man. I don't need to hide nothing. I don't need to hide nothing. But what can it make me intimidating is that I shine a light on the stuff that you're trying to hide. And it triggers a lot of people, and a lot of people want to be like, oh no, I don't want to hear about that, man. Why is this guy gotta be putting shit out there? Yeah, I don't even know what this dude's talking about, man. I'm a roll you, dude. It's getting too random there, bro. Yeah. I mean, there's savagery, but it's also it's compassion, man. It's this is a heart-centered project. This is a heart-centered movement that's happening inside of me, right? I mean, I want nothing more than to be amongst millions and millions of people that are just so excited to heal and to go deeper and deeper inside themselves, which is really going farther and farther. Like the deeper you go in, the farther you can go without. Right? The deeper you go in. A lot of people think, no, I want to go far out. And it's like, if you want to go far out, go deep. Go as deep as you can within who you are. That's when you set yourself free. But again, there's not a quick fix to this. It's a I've at least I've I've reduced it down to some pretty straightforward practices to get you into some really fertile ground to really start accelerating your healing process. And that's a beautiful thing. That feels like major breakthrough for me. And that's why I'm so excited to be here talking about this. That's why I don't have to be rehearsed. I don't have to be, reading off some scripts and trying to be fucking have all the words just right, man. This is just free flow. This is just divine flow, connection, right? Knowing that I put in the work. Figuring out, a lot of people always ask that, right? I don't know. I can't figure out my purpose. We all have more than one purpose. Do you want to know your number one purpose, though? I can tell you your number one purpose. It's not a mystery at all. Every single person on this planet, you have your number one purpose is where all of our purpose is the same. Number one purpose. What is it? What is our number one purpose that we all have? Crickets. I need a little, I want a soundboard. I need crickets. It's like, I don't know. We don't know our purpose. We're still trying to figure it out. Make it up. Like, to love God. No, that's not your number one purpose. That's pretty close. That's probably it right there, Gavin. Yeah, like to be your genuine self. I would call it to become your highest self, right? In becoming your highest self, that's like your number one purpose. To be the best version of you is your number one purpose, not your only, right? So those of you that are like, God needs to be there, it's like everybody gives God so much credit. And it's like, if you've ever been like around a very successful, wealthy person, like someone that's really successful, like mega rich, they don't need to be flattered like constantly. Oh man, you're so awesome. You're so rich. You're so great. You're so awesome. You're so this. You're so that. Like, and God is probably the same way. Like, He doesn't need all your flattery. He wants your transformation. He wants to see you going from suffering to enlightenment, going like achieving your purpose on this planet. That's your purpose. You fail the mission, and it's okay to fail the mission if you avoid doing the spiritual awakening work. You fail the mission. Job well done, but you failed, and you come back and you do it again. And the truth is, all of us have done this thing more times than any of us could even want to believe. And I think that's where it gets kind of like wild, right? But it's like, that's where it's like, I don't, you do whatever you're going to do. I truly believe if you're sitting here and you're listening to what I have to say, I would say everyone. Everyone. How is somebody exempt from that? So no one's exempt. At the soul level, our purpose is to be the best version of ourselves. However, right, there are some, there are some instances where people are sort of disposable. I mean, the bodies are super disposable. So that's why it's like if you don't accomplish your mission, it's like you just come back. You come back and do it again, right? That's how patient the universe is. That's how grace that's how like great that's how much grace there is in this experience that we have, is that it's not, you don't go to, like, I don't believe in going to hell. Like, we're experiencing the challenge and the struggle of the experience of humanity is so challenging for us, especially because we all get hit. We all get hit with suffering. And yet, what happens next is up to you. What do you do with it? What are you going to do with your trauma? Are you going to sit there and stay victimized and licking your wound for the rest of your life? Or are you going to say, you know what? I like what this guy's saying. It sounds like he's being authentic. He's being real. He's being genuine. Maybe I should give what he's saying a try. Maybe. Good. You don't have to want to be the victim. You are the victim. I'd rather be the victor, man. And I'm actually okay being a villain because I know what I'm saying is not popular, right? What I'm saying is not popular yet. Yet. We're getting there. We're getting there. People are starting to get really awake and right by the forces that be, because again, this is your purpose. This is your purpose. Your purpose is to heal. I'm a messenger. I'm a messenger. And I'm not just talking from a books, or I didn't just go to a school to figure this shit out. Like, I'm coming because I've been through the crucible. I've been tested, and I have been deemed worthy to bring this message to you, right? I was in this healing group a few weeks back, getting certified to be a breathwork instructor. And we had to do like this introduction, and everybody was like, the leader, David Elliott, he went around, he said, tell us about yourself, what kind of certifications. And, there was a lot of like real, like certified people, right? Oh, I'm a yoga and a Reiki and just all these different, checks in the box. I mean, just like, I'm a psychologist and I'm a Reiki master and I'm a, whatever, just all kinds of stuff, man. It was like just very highly qualified people. It comes around to me and I say, I'm a certified badass motherfucker. That's it, man. That's what I am. And everybody laughed, right? But that's that's what you get here. I mean, I got plenty of certifications, but I just don't flaunt that shit. Like, it doesn't matter to me, right? I lead with my heart. I'm here in my truth. And you know, that's the beautiful thing of this whole experience, is just more and more people are getting to their authentic self. And it's so sad. Tomorrow's message that I'll be posting out there, I was talking about that. I pulled a card, Possum Energy, today, and possums are known for playing dead, right? And it's like faking, right? They fake. They're masters of faking in order to survive. And yet I always love the spirit animals, and the medicine that they can teach us, is because how many of you are faking life right now, wearing masks? Yeah. And I used to be this guy. When I would go to church, I'd have to wear this mask. When I went to work, I'd wear another mask. When I was at home with my wife, I was wearing another mask. When I was around my kids, another mask. When I was around my mom and family, I'm wearing another mask. Or with this family, this mask. When I was with my wife's family, I was wearing another mask, right? When I was out in the community, I'm wearing a different mask. It's like I lost myself. I totally lost myself playing all those roles, faking all of the ways that I felt I needed to have approval. And that's the thing. So many of us are like people pleasers. We're afraid of rejection. We're afraid to stand out. We're afraid to be one of one. We'd much rather blend into the crowd than stand out and be your true and authentic self. Because when you're out there on your own, it's like, hey man, it's shit. Ain't nobody here. Ain't nobody got I'm gonna be me. And I get to be this guy no matter where I go. No matter where I go, this is the dude that shows up. If I went to the church, I'd show up this dude. If I go to a healing conference, I'm gonna show up this dude. If I went to the White House, and I've been to the White House, this dude's the guy that shows up. I'm not gonna pretend to be a different guy ever again. I am my true and authentic self. This is who I am. And that is the most freeing thing. I don't have to call people fake. You know you're faking it. You know you are faking who you are. Like you've convinced yourself that that's okay, but it's not about me calling you fake. I'm telling you that many people, not all, but many, 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 many people are living a lie. They are pretending to be somebody to certain people. And it's like if I was to follow any of you around with a camera 24/7, would I see the same person beyond just the physical showing up? What kind of personality? How do you talk? Do you change your language? Do you change your dress when you go around to other people? Like when you're in different spaces, when you're at church on Sunday morning, are you the same person that's at work at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Monday? Is that the same guy talking the same language, using the same words? Right? Chances are no. If you were to go to the Capitol and be around around a bunch of politicians and high-ranking officials, are you the same person there that you would be with your buddies on the basketball court or hanging out with friends, family? Like, when you're having to contort yourself to look a certain part, it's all about fear of acceptance. You want to be accepted. And thus, you are being a different version of yourself when you go around to all these places. You're playing a game, you're playing different roles, you're a character. As opposed to the true self, you don't have to do none of that. Too many masks. I love how triggering this is on this feed here. Y'all, it's like here's the answer to all your questions. Gotcha. Gotcha. Y'all are triggered on this feed, man. Y'all are triggered by the masks because I'm shining. Here it is again. Oh shit. Here he is at 10:10 my time. I'm shining the light. Y'all getting super, super agitated on this feed here. Mask, mask, how many masks? What you don't do this. You don't none of you, like you don't even know my life. I just know I don't have to fake myself anymore. Ever again. Because I have seen myself, the dark side and the light. That's another part of the healing spiritual awakening is when you can fully see yourself. I talked in depth about this in last night's conversation. How many of you can admit that you're a liar, that you lie? A lot of you will be like, I'm not a liar. I don't lie. I'm freaking honest. It's like, dude, you definitely lie. I guarantee you, in some parts of your life, you don't tell the full truth. Holding back the full truth is absolutely lying. It's deception. It's been fun, bro. It's been fun. Some of y'all are so funny. I think he did for yours. Look, stop sinning because you keep hanging him on there. Stop with the sinning. Stop already. Yeah, that's a true one, Adam. I mean, it is tough, man. When you get authentic, man, I'm telling you, you're gonna have to sacrifice people. And you do it in love. That's the most beautiful thing. When you're in that in the spiritual awakening, the healed state, you do it in love, bro. You do it in love. Like you go to people, you learn how to be honest with people, not just avoid them and not just duck people and ghost them. And you can actually speak your truth. This is the problem. All of you that were like melting down, and I love that you could still hear, but you can't comment. I love being the one in power. This is my show, not yours. And so the thing about it is when you are in your truth, you can speak. You can say the truth. And it's so sad right now. A lot of people, it's like acceptable to ghost people. Well, I don't know them that much. I can, I don't owe them that. It's like, dude, yes, you do. It's another human. That's going to be a karmic hit against you, guaranteed. It's going to be a karmic hit that when you devalue another human being because you don't have the courage and the strength to speak your truth, to just tell somebody, hey, you know what? It's been nice getting to know you, but I'm no longer interested in pursuing this business relationship, this intimate relationship, whatever it is, to just speak your truth and not have to be somebody that has to over explain. And a lot of you, that's what you need. You're trying to justify, because here's what's at the root of this. And tomorrow's message is packed with this conversation. You justify holding back truth, which is literally lying. It's being deceptive. It's being manipulative, because you say, well, I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't want to hurt them. So that's why I'm not saying it. And it's like, what? That is bullshit. You're hurting you, and you're absolutely hurting someone else because you don't have the courage and the strength and the clarity and the true authenticness to be honest and transparent with all people in all situations without fear of saying, uh-oh, I'm going to lose them. You know what? It's like you should lose them if you're hiding truth from somebody. If somebody is in your life based on a lie, that's the most terrible thing that could be. Are you kidding me? Why would you want that? To build relationships based on your lack of transparency and honesty? It can't be. And I'm somebody, here's the thing. Yeah, it's interesting that you say that, nerdy tarot girl. I like that name. Thank you for your 333s. I've been seeing those all day today. Thank you. No, we say that though, but look, think about it. We say, well, man, the truth hurts, but it doesn't. It hurts you. That's selfish. It hurts you to say the truth. You know what I mean? It's like we say, oh, you know what? The truth hurts. That's why we don't say the truth, because it hurts us to be honest, because you have people pleasing issues. I'm a recovering people pleaser, but I no longer get my validation from external sources. I'm self-generated. I validate myself. I know my true and authentic self. I fully accept myself. I fully love myself. I take care of myself. I love myself. And none of that is narcissistic. It's not egocentric. It's not self-centered. It's not selfish. It's the most beautiful thing. It's the gift. It's the greatest gift you could give yourself, is to do this journey, is to go through the spiritual awakening process. It's good to see you, Critter Bear. The self-love is so beautiful, but we have all these negative connotations and just the programming of life that disconnects you from truly caring for and loving yourself. We think, oh, narcissist, egomaniac, self-centered. You know what I mean? It's like we put all this negativity where it's like my number one quiz. You guys want a quiz right now? I mean, some of you have probably heard this, but many of you probably haven't. Who are the top 3 people that you love the most? People they struggle with this question. Who are the top 3 people that you love the most? If you feel like it, comment the number 1 person that you love the most. Don't worry about the 3. Just who's the first person you love the most. Comment that person down. I need the sound machine. Do 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 do. Who are the top 3 people you love the most? Here's the thing. You failed the quiz if you did not say yourself first. You do 100% of this life with you. And most people get this question wrong. So you're not alone if you failed. Most people get this quiz wrong. And it's because of the programming. From the beginning of your life, everything's externalized. First, you're dependent on caregivers. Then you start having to compete and learn and submit to teachers and peers and rankings and all this shit. Everything gets externalized that we lose ourselves in the process of growing up. We don't get to learn about ourselves. We don't get to understand what do we love, what do we hate, what do we want, and why. What is our values, what is our beliefs, what is the boundaries we need, how do we bounce back from emotional abuse or dysregulation. And it's like we need to, this is the healing process, is to truly love yourself. And it's more than just saying I love you, but some of you need to go into the mirror, right? Like, grab your phone, get up, go in the bathroom, turn on the light, go in the mirror and say, hey, you, yes, you, I love you so much. And give yourself a high five, give yourself a kiss. I love you so much. Oh, that's so stupid, man. Why would I do that? I can already hear it. It don't make sense, right? And that's why it doesn't make sense because you haven't been doing it. But then when you have all these questions and lack of inner peace, feeling stuck, walking around with deceit, being a liar, playing fake, pretending that you're somebody you're not, putting on this mask and that mask, and then getting triggered because a guy is saying, you're doing all this shit. I know you're doing this shit because I was doing this. Y'all don't understand that. I was doing this. I am speaking from the future, speaking to my previous self. Right? If you're here right now, I can guarantee you that, are we exactly alike? No. But I know this is that everything that someone heals in themselves, that alone qualifies you to help heal that in somebody else. So the reason why you're here is because I represent a future potential of who you can be. And so everything that I am speaking on, everything that I'm talking about, I used to wear the most masks. I used to be the biggest liar. And if you don't listen to my content enough, I talk about this all the time. And I realize how that was programmed into me. I know where my lying came from. I used to get in trouble, right? My mom was really harsh. So she was a pretty strong little lady, but she was a really good disciplinarian, and I didn't like getting in trouble. So I learned how to start lying. And even if I'm bold-faced lying to her and she knows I'm lying, I still would lie because I just, I lost my confidence to be honest because I got in trouble a few times and I was like, I don't want to experience that. So the fear inside of me is like, oh, I'm going to lie. And that then gets programmed into me as a pattern. And yet where I'm at now, I have made a commitment to myself and to the Great Spirit. I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to tell the truth in any and all circumstances. Like, I don't want to carry that around. I can't carry that around. So that even if by knee jerk, someone asks me a question and it makes me uncomfortable and I feel vulnerable and I don't tell them the full truth, it doesn't sit well with me. I'll circle back with that person, usually within a day or less, and be like, hey, I need to tell you something. I wasn't honest yesterday. I'll get it straight. I will fucking spill the beans, man. I'll get it straight. I can't carry that around. I don't want that energy in my body. I don't want that block. I'm clear, man. I'm clear. I want to stay clear, transparent, like a clear blue sky. And that's a part of, for those of you that have felt like your voice has been silenced, you weren't able to express yourself. You have a blockage. I guarantee you have a blockage in your throat chakra, which I did too. And this isn't just from this lifetime, past lives. And yet, as I made a covenant with myself, I'm no longer going to tell lies. I'm going to say the truth in any and all situations. And yet, it can be really tough, and it doesn't make me perfect. But here's the thing: even if I let something slip and hold back on full transparency, it won't sit with me. I can't just say, all right, let me, eh, eh. What does it matter, man? It's not that big a deal. I don't get away with that. If y'all get away with that shit, more power to you. I know I used to live that lie, is saying I get away with it. You don't get away with it, man. When you don't tell people the full truth, you think you're protecting them. You think it's keeping them safe, but a biblical reference, not trying to be religious here, but the truth will set you free, right? Because there is a blockage that happens. And then y'all wonder why you're not getting breakthroughs, why you're not getting ahead. It's like the more and more that you walk and live in deceitful ways, withholding the full truth, there's a karmic debt that you're going to have to pay. So the moral of the story, if you haven't been telling the truth, start telling the freaking truth, no matter what the consequences are. I've lost relationships. I've had all kinds of shit to tell the truth, to be honest, to circle back and be like, you know what? I wasn't honest. I have to be honest. And it's tough. But that has definitely helped to accelerate me in a positive way. And I know it will you too. Man, I'm getting attacked. I'm getting attacked right now speaking all this truth. Right? Don't lie. Don't lie. You better not be lying, man. You better not be lying. Again, man, I've had to create, for me, I've had to create boundaries to, to create separation and distance from people, right? It doesn't matter how close they are. If the dynamic isn't healthy, it isn't building me up, and it's just putting me kind of in a time warp, trying to put me back into the old version. It doesn't want to see an evolved version of me. And that's what happens when you try and grow and you try and keep the people that are down here, you're up here, but you're trying to, like when you try and you can't reconnect with these people without you going down. And so they're not going up. Usually you got to go back down. And when you go back down, they're going to treat you the way that they've always seen you until they decide to grow themselves, which is a really hard thing for you to understand. If you're down here, if you start down here, the people that are like attracts like, right? The law of attraction, right? You start to say, you know what? I'm going to stop drinking. You start to rise. You know what? I'm going to start eating healthy now. I'm going to start exercising on a regular basis. I'm going to start a journaling practice. I'm going to start a morning routine. I'm going to start, doing breath work, right? I'm going to start telling the truth. Like you start to rise. Well, these people are still here because they were previously attracted to you. The beautiful thing is as you rise, new people will start to come in and attract with you up there because they're going to also be on that wavelength. But the people that were down here when you started your elevation, right? If you want to reconnect with these people, guess what? They got to come up or you got to go down. What happens 10 times out of 10? You go down. And then you're frustrated because they don't see you. There's all kinds of friction because you're on a different wavelength. I literally ran into a family member recently and they didn't recognize me. I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And they're like, "Wait, what? That's you? I don't even recognize you." And I was like, "Okay, cool." They're like, "Well, how did you change like that?" I was like, I've been doing the work. Been doing the work." And the energy, it's a different energy that I'm emitting, right? I'm on a higher vibration. If you look at the vibrational chart, when you're emitting low vibration, you're in guilt, you're in shame, you're in grief, you're in apathy, you're in anger, you're in fear, you're in pride. That's low vibration. You're going to attract people that are at low vibration. But when you start to rise, you're going to start attracting people that are at higher vibration. Every rise you do, you attract newer people. I mean, I don't think staying in the high vibration is guaranteed. I mean, it's energy, so it has waves. I mean, you're going to go through highs and lows, especially as you're going to that spiritual awakening. But eventually, you're, you know, you start to definitely stay on the higher side of it. But everybody's a little bit different on how they show up energetically. I can tell you it's a good sign that you're here. I'm definitely not like fully at the 11,000, 1100 freaking fully enlightened realm, but I can tell you that I spend most of my time, most days, love, joy, peace. Love, joy, peace. I'll sometimes have to dip down right there to pride, and then have to re-hit courage to kind of get the bounce to love, joy, peace, right? And then dip down a little bit of pride. Pride is ego, right? It's thinking that you're right, but I'll dip down just to kind of retest and just release and work through some stuff, and then get back to the courage of say, no, I can be here, I can stay here, I can be filled with joy. I don't have to allow for my thoughts to be my reality. I want to be expanded. I want to be present. I want to stay filled, right? I just re-listened to The Big Leap, and he talks about giving yourself permission to feel good all the time. How many people out there say, you can't feel good all the time? You can't always be happy. It's like, yes, you can. You just because you haven't experienced that, that doesn't mean that you can't experience it. That's just a limiting belief. It's just something you're telling yourself. You can't. That's unrealistic. You can't always be happy. There absolutely is a code. There is a way for you to be happy, to feel good all the time. But you have to overcome your upper limit problems, things that were programmed into you at childhood, feeling like you're a burden, feeling that something's wrong with you, feeling that if you do something new or different from like your tradition, your family, that you're going to be abandoning them, that you're going to be betraying people, feeling that you're like, if you had a parent that dimmed your light, feeling that you can't shine your light too bright. My mom did that, right? When I was a little kid and just being all athletic and having a natural gift and being a little bit of a step ahead of every other kid that I played games with, like sports with, my mom would kind of not like that because she would probably hear shit from the parents and be like, man, don't be making them look so bad. And it's like, I never try to make anybody look bad. I was just giving my full effort. But she would kind of start planting that seed. Like, you really shouldn't do that. You're making other people feel bad and da 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 da. And it's like, so I put a regulator on how bright I should be. And I've had to break free from all that stuff. I don't care. I want to be as bright of a fucking light as I could be. Because I'm not competing against any of you. You realize this, right? There's no competition. I don't want what you got and you can't have what's mine. We all have a divine birthright. Are you willing to get yours? I'm here to help you get yours. But sitting here and just listening to me isn't going to get you yours. I'm going to tell you again, I'm here with gifts. By gifts, I'm talking about things for you to purchase that are truly actually going to help you along this journey. First and foremost is the 1% Better Everyday Journal. 91 days. This is volume 1. There's 4 volumes. Volume 1, 1% Better Everyday Journal. 91 days of holding yourself accountable. Positive affirmations. Click on the link right there in the shop. Click on the link in the description. Check it out. It's an incredible resource. It literally, if you've never done journaling, it makes journaling so fun and easy. It's like, it's a no-brainer, right? It's filling in worksheets. It's super fun, but yet it's effective. The other thing that is really, really big time right now that I think is going to help a tremendous amount of people that are ready to help themselves is for you to check out the Breath of Life Healing Circle, right? You can register, resultskillexcuses.com. Click on the Breath of Life link and check it out. That alone is going to incorporate the 3, I would call it the triad of really, really powerful healing practices. Journaling. So we're going to do some reflection work within the 90-minute group. We're going to do visualization and we're going to do the breath work. And again, we're not going to have all the distractions. When I do it just here, open live stream, people come in, people come out, and it's like a lot of people are just like kind of a little, I think a lot more people participate than actually say because the numbers still stayed live. However, when you create a container that's safe for you to show up, safe for you to be your true and authentic self, show up, right? You don't have to wear the masks in there. You can let your guard down a little bit. That's me holding a container for you so that you can feel like, you know what? Let me get this shit out, man. Let me work on myself. Thank you so much for that, Phyllis. But again, I'd rather just mute you. I love having that power, man. It's fun. What's my favorite memory? Of recent, my favorite memory, because I'm going to stay on topic, the favorite memory I had was I went to this 8-day workshop for breathwork. There was 40 people from all around the world. And it was here in northern New Mexico, led by David Elliott. If you haven't checked out his book, Healing by David Elliott, that's an incredible resource, man. Get on that. And yet, that's where I started the breath. I learned this. I'm like, wait, this something is different about this. I'm going to be doing this in my life every day, sometimes twice a day. And not only that, what I am doing by adding this as part of the program that I offer people in terms of healing, this is going to really take it next level. I mean, again, that triad, the journaling, the visualization, and the breath work, to be able to put a container together is incredible. So the best memory I've had recently was being there multiple days. Every day we breathed, we took turns. You were partnered up with a different person every day. And you took turns like one person was breathing, the other person was facilitating and just holding space for the other person. And so you had 20 people breathing and 20 people facilitating all at once, or it was more than that. And just being in that environment when I was as a breather, oh man, the downloads just, whoa. so good. It's so good, man. The power of breath. Like what we take it for granted, right? 20,000 breaths a day, very few people listening, few people walking this earth have any mindfulness associated with their breath, with what's really going on there. And so there was just several days, and I started looking forward to it every day more and more once it happened. But I remember the first time it happened, I was just sitting in there. And it's wild because when you get to breathing in a container like this, some people are going to be screaming, yelling. Some of the people are going to be crying. Some people are going to be laughing, right? It's just a mixture of emotions. Like the breath really starts to crack you open from the inside and allow for all this stuff you're holding in to come out. Let it out. Sign up now. Sign up. Come and breathe with me. Give yourself that gift. What a gift. $80 for 3 sessions. It's a membership, right? The full calendar's up on the website from starts May 4th through August, and we'll keep going. But it's like for $80, 3 sessions, probably 2 hours each, Sunday mornings at 9 Mountain Standard Time. After the first time, you guys are gonna be like, this was the most incredible thing I've experienced. What a gift to give yourself. Something that you've never done, something that for whatever reason, you're here now, you're hearing my voice, and yet a lot of you are just still sitting there idle. Why? Sign up, sign up, sign up, sign up. And if you sign up, I'm building out these, right? I call them the positive energy bracelets. Results kill excuses. It has hematite, onyx, and cat's eye. And it has this little results kill excuses bead on one side, and on the other side it says keep going. Find a way, not an excuse. Find a way, not an excuse. The camera's kind of have a hard time picking that up. But yeah, I'm making these myself. I even have a vision to where if you sign up in the founders group, you'll definitely be getting one of these. But I have a vision, even with the bracelets, to help lift up homeless people in my nearby community. I like doing random acts of kindness and helping out some of them. And I was thinking that I could teach them how to make these bracelets, like give them the materials, the ones that are responsible and looking for an opportunity, and knowing that a portion of every sale will go directly to somebody to help them out. And to have like 2 or 3 of them making the bracelets on a regular basis, I think that that's a really powerful opportunity to help a lot of people. And clearly there's a benefit to this, right? The triad of negative energy repelling is hematite, onyx, and cat's eye. The other one is tourmaline. I'm going to be adding that in there too. So you'll have the tourmaline, the hematite, and the cat's eye. And yeah, these are great. And there's a little inspiration, right? You're having a bad day, something's coming up, you can flip it around. I like the little results kill excuses bead. You can flip it around and it says, keep going. Find a way, not an excuse. Always something new. Thank you, Phyllis. I appreciate that. I enjoy sharing my talents, and I enjoy encouraging other people to share their talents, because you all got talents. That's what I believe. Every single human on this planet, you have a gift that if you were to identify your gift, start believing in that gift, developing the gift, mastering the gift, and then expressing that gift, you have the potential to be the best at something on this planet. Like that gift is so freaking special. It's so unique. It is so you. And even though other people may be doing something similar, your job is not to worry about that. Your job is to just go inside and realize what is your talent, what is your zone of genius, is what it's called, and to find the courage to do it. And it could be something that you're scared of, right? Maybe it's singing, maybe it's playing music, maybe it's coloring or drawing or photography. I mean, who knows? There's just so many gifts. There's so many talents that people are hiding because what? You're too busy. I feel like I'm on a roll. You guys can probably tell I'm pretty fired up right now. But I do want to bring this puppy in for a landing. A landing. A landing. And because I want to bring it in for a landing, maybe it's a good time to. What should we do tonight? What do you guys feel like doing? You guys want visualization or do we want breath work? What do we want? Visualization or breath? Comment down below. Breath or to visualize? Thank you for all the likes. Breath, I'm seeing. Anybody else got a vote? You want to do some visualization or some breath? A V or a B? Comment V or B down below so I can see who wants to participate in what. Visualize or breath? Visualize or breath? Any other votes? Visualize or breath? All right, well, let's breathe then. Let's breathe. I'm seeing breath. Good with either. Let's do breath. All right. So those of you that want to breathe, probably type a 1. It's helpful. I'm going to turn these down. Yeah, you can join. Of course you can join. Everybody's welcome to join. Like if this is your first time here, so we usually either do visualization, exercise, breath work, sometimes both. I've been going for 2 hours now, so I kind of want to bring it down for a landing. And if I do the visualize and the breath, we'll probably be 30 minutes. If we do the breath, probably 10, 15, something like that. So you can absolutely join. It's super easy, Landon. All you got to do is just get yourself in a comfortable place at home, wherever you're at. You don't have to be sitting up. Ideally, to do this breath, the best thing to do would be to be laying down, like in a comfortable place, or just, slouched out on a couch or a comfy chair. You want to be relaxed. If you can be flat, that would be ideal. So a bed would be good, or a couch. If you can be flat, that would be best. Because what you want is your spine to be straight. So ideally, if you can be laying down, and as long as you can hear my voice, I invite everyone to participate. I'll probably be posting a video tomorrow. I've already recorded the video, but I'm going to be posting a video. There's a few videos on the website talking about the breath and how to practice it, especially leading up for the Breath of Life healing group. So I'll probably post that video on there. And so if you're here to breathe, you could type a 1. That's usually helpful. So we just kind of set an intention that's common. The breath that we're going to be doing is the breath of life, the pranayama breath, which it's 2 breaths in, which are like sipping through a straw. So I feel like I need to always explain this, but it's literally half breaths. So you don't, like a full breath is, so instead of doing a full breath, you do 2 half breaths, which one is in your belly and the second is in your chest. So first breath in the belly and the second breath in your chest. And then exhale. All the breaths through the mouth. Your mouth may be a little dry if you need to get a sip. Maybe get a sip. Your only job here for the next 7 to 10 minutes is to just breathe. That's all you got to do. It's finding your rhythm, creating a harmony with this breath. Does it sound like I'm hyperventilating? I don't know. Maybe. I don't care. All I know is that this breath has changed my life in the last 4 months. Changed my life. So just if you're looking to try something, you're open to trying something, I'm inviting you and welcoming you to try this for the next 7 to 10 minutes. See what happens. See how you feel. I know you'll get out of your head. You'll definitely get in your body. I know that after breathing, you're going to feel bliss. You're going to feel a lot more relaxed. You're going to connect with your energy, right? Your aura, your conscientiousness. So you're going to build a lot of energy in there. And that's your only job. So for the next 7 to 10 minutes, you just want to continue that breath. Just repetitively. You can go as slow or as fast or as deep as possible. You might get a little lightheaded. That's okay. But let's go ahead and start breathing. We'll start the timer. We may do a breath hold. We'll do a breath. I'll give an opportunity for a breath hold. If that happens, just take in a deep breath and hold. You can squeeze too if you want to, like, tense up in the breath hold, and then just exhale. When you're done, just continue breathing. Get right back into your breath. Again, first breath in the belly, second breath upper chest, one exhale. Find that rhythm as you're breathing. Just if you're feeling lightheaded, that's okay. Just keep breathing. Just surrender to the breath. Focus on the breath mentally. Allow for your mind, your thoughts to just melt away. Keep breathing. If your hands start to tingle, right, what's happening there is your heart is beginning to open, which is a beautiful thing. Mentally, tell yourself it's safe to receive love. It's safe for your heart to open, and just keep breathing. And as you're trying to figure out the harmony of it, you can hear I keep my lips a little close, like sucking through a straw. And so it also will keep your mouth more moist than if you have your mouth open. Your throat will get dry. So if you keep your mouth a little closer, and you can go as slow, as fast, as deep as you want. The most important thing is just to keep breathing. Just keep breathing for this exercise. Let your thoughts melt away. Let your thinking mind rest, and just keep breathing. here in just a moment, after an exhale, if you would like to take in a deep breath and hold for any given time, or even if you, when you're holding, if you want to tense out your face, your arms, your legs, your body, all the muscles you can for whatever amount of time, and then just relax and release and get back in your breath. You can do that now. Just, and then taking a deep breath and just hold. If you want to tense out, you can. If you want to just sit there and relax and enjoy the energy that you've created. You've moved a lot of energy right now. And so if you're feeling some tingling in your body, that's a great thing. Maybe send yourself some love. Send your heart some love, your body, your mind. Yeah. Just allow yourself to just enjoy this. And when you're done and you want to release, just release whenever you're ready. And as you do, get right back into the breath. Remember, just keep breathing. Just keep breathing. Now that we've done the breath hold, just fall right back into that breath. If your hands start tingling, just open and close your hands mentally. Tell yourself it's safe to receive love. It's safe for your heart to open. You can just tell yourself it's safe to be here. And you can even start mentally saying it's safe to release any anger, any fear, any doubt, any shame. Just release. You can release anything that you're holding on to, guilt, shame. And just keep breathing. I want to challenge everybody that's breathing. If you can, go a little deeper, 5% deeper. Maybe even try and bring your breath on the upper breath, bring it up to your third eye. So that means a little slower and a little deeper. Just find your rhythm. Just keep breathing. You guys are all doing wonderful. Just keep settling into your breath. You may even want to give yourself some mental affirmations. Tell yourself that you are love, you're light, you're peace, you're joy. You can release any anger. Just find the ability to release. Maybe it's safe to forgive. Mentally tell yourself it's safe to let your guard down. It's safe to be your true and authentic self. And find that version of yourself in the breath. Just keep breathing. You guys are doing good. Stick with it. Just connect with your body. If there's any tingling happening, tightness, just surrender to that. Send that part of your body love. Continue to tell yourself it's safe to receive love. It's safe for your heart to open. It's safe for you to be seen and heard. It's safe for you to create boundaries. It's safe for you to let things go that no longer serve you. It's safe to not be strong all the time. Just keep breathing. Just keep breathing. You guys are doing good. This is definitely an exercise. I'm very proud of you for making it this far. And here in a few moments, if you're ready, you can do another inhale and a hold after an exhale. If you'd like to hold and relax, or if you'd like to hold with tension and release, just give yourself permission to go ahead and do that at this time. And as you finish with the breath hold, I want you to switch back to your normal breathing and just allow for all that energy to just move through your entire body. It's a really good space coming off of the heavy breathing for you to maybe check in with your intuition, see if there's a message coming from your higher self, something that you need to hear, something that needs to be shared with you. It's really good. Some of you may be already seeing visualizations, getting downloads. Maybe so just allow yourself some time and space, if you were doing the breath work, to just relax, to just be present, not to move, just be present with all the energy that you created, that you built up. Just be with that energy. And again, thank you so much to everybody that gave themselves permission to participate. For those of you that popped in here wondering what's going on, part of what we do here during the live streams is breathwork exercise and also visualization. We were just doing a 10-minute breathwork. You're always welcome to join next time. Or we have a special group that's going to be forming May 4th called the Breath of Life Healing Circle. If you'd like to learn about breathwork and participate in it, it's an online group. You can get information at resultskillexcuses.com. As I see 222, that message may be for you. You're invited to come and join, learning how to breathe, learning the power of the breath. That's awesome, man. Good job, Adam. I'm proud of you, man. Just keep falling into your breath. Good job, everyone else that showed up tonight. It's been a pleasure to spend some time with you, and hopefully this message was encouraging, challenging, but also loving, right? I hope it's gentle too. I don't try to be too hard, but there's a lot happening in here, man. So thanks for all the new follows. Thanks for all the love. Thanks for all the gifts. Again, if you're looking for some resources, check out the shop. Get yourself some merch. We got merch. We got 1% Better Everyday Journals, making journal fun and easy for anyone. If you've ever thought about journaling, this is definitely a great way to start. Or if you would like to participate in the Breath of Life Healing Circle, which is going to be meeting 3 times a month, you can get a lot more information at resultskillexcuses.com, Breath of Life. Click on the link. There's tons of information there. I would love for you to join in the group right now. If you sign up, it's $80 for the 3 sessions. There's even a special gift that'll come your way, this positive energy Results Kill Excuses bracelet. It's got hematite, tourmaline, and cat's eye. And beyond that, thank you so much for being here. I'll see you on the next one. I appreciate you guys. Share the message, support the channel, right? But also ultimately invest in you, right? By being a part of the things that are being offered to you. Pull the trigger. Take a leap of faith as I see 111 again. It's your time. Your time is now. Take action. Don't just sit there and consume. Don't wait. Don't think. Do. Do it. Do it now. That's how things get done. That's how you start to change your circumstances in life. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. You know the drill. Results kill excuses, because if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. Greg's out.